from beyond the horizon. These wild waters, them call to me. They've seen much to chill the blood. A deep hunger, a heart of fire. But them always promise the freedom of the sea. Now though a new danger is coming on the tides, already changed this world to its liking. And if what it wants can't be found, it will take everything. Want to know its name? The one who brought this ruin lie in iron below the feet of the ferryman, trapped for all forever in the sea of the damned. Nobody but its captain may tread below the deck of that ship. That means to learn the truth with your own eyes, you'll have to stow away. But if the ferryman, him catch you, your destiny might end there. Still listening? Then listen close. All you think you know about your life and death is only the beginning. With your heart still beating, you will see those cursed shores with new eyes. When you raise up the flame of souls, all I can do is show you the way. I traveled to another world, and now you will do the same. Take these words for the journey. If you read them right, them whisper what has been and what is yet to be. Whispers to help you save a pirate's life. Now make sail. The door is open. The prisoner is waiting. And our time is trickling away.
Dead men tell no tales. Shiver me timbers!
come seeking adventure and salty old pirates, eh? Sure, you've come to the proper place. But keep a weather eye open, mates, and hold on tight with both hands if you please. There be squalls ahead, and Davy Jones waiting for them what don't obey.
Burn bright, accursed light, upon tales of old and ill deeds long past. Dead men tell no tale.
If ye be brave enough to proceed, the curse of Dead Man's Grotto awaits ye.
No fear have ye of evil curses, says you. Properly warned ye be, says I. Who knows when that evil curse will strike the greedy beholders of this bewitched treasure? Dead men tell no tale.
Sit closer together and keep your ruddy hands together. That'll be the best way to reach your and mark well words, lady. Dead men tell no tale.
The truth lies before you. In this place, dead men will always have tales to tell.
Perhaps he knows too much. He's seen the cursed treasure. You know where it be hidden. Now proceed at your own risk. These be the last friendly words you'll hear. You may not survive to pass this way again.
Dead men tell no tale.
Yo ho, a pirate's life for me. This piece. Ahoy down there! Ye paid the warnings no heed, and set foot in sailor's grave while ye still draw breath, at the risk of marooning yourself here for all eternity. Now that be what I call true pirate courage. Not like the scurvy sea devils who stole me plunder and jailed me up here. My own crew, a bunch of treacherous curs. But this be no way to hold a conversation. Climb up here and lower me cage. I'll make it worth your while. You! Yes, you down there! Is that the key to me cage ye be holding? Oh, that's a welcome sight. But it'll do me no good while I'm stuck up here. See if you can't find a way to climb up and set me back on the ground, where I belong. Well, it's a start, sure enough. But ye've barely begun. I'm strung up by this old ship beside me cage. But you'll never border from the ground. Hold your course. If you can't make it over to it from where you are now, I'll wait. Are you still there? Did you drown? Blast it all! I can't see a thing from up here. You best look. Dead. I thought he might be lost, or gotten yourself trapped for all eternity. But I think it's another trapped soul that brought you. Well, you're out of luck. The ferry no longer docks at any part of this blighted blister of a town. Now that's not a gap ye'll cross, less'n ye grow some wings. But ye mustn't give up. Ye see, I happens to know of a way to call the ferryman back to these shores. That's the way. I can taste me sweet, sweet freedom. Well, ye took your sweet time, but here we are. Now, ye just need to lower me cage very, very gently. Ye understand? Huh? What was that sound? Oh, me head is killing me. Aye, it's not exactly a dignified reunion, but I do welcome being back on the ground. Now, that key's not gonna use itself. That's the way. I'd been fearful that the lock might have rusted after all this time. Being that I'm unable to provide my own means of locomotion, you'll have to carry me, and make sure your hands are clean. I don't want fingerprints all over me skull. Sweet freedom! Ah, it feels good to see in more than one direction. All these years I've spent wondering what happened to me town and me treasure. Now, we've a long journey ahead, and I've yet to find me sea legs. So you gets about the walking, and I'll take care of the talking. Let's start by heading for the old lighthouse. Or perhaps you'd rather me take ye on the grand tour of me fallen kingdom. Who knows? There may still be plunder to find. This be the most rotten, run-down rat trap in a whole filthy pirate town. Almost brings a tear to me sockets. That be Captain Bones for ye. Old Bonesy could never stomach his own recipes. Not much good at chess, neither. Now there's an idea. How about we show them how it's done? Stick me on old Bonesy's shoulders and I'll win the game for us. Hang it all. It's been so long I forgot about the house rules. We'll need to find something of special value, a trinket or similar, as a buy-in before we can play.
Oh, that's a grand old frog in poor Dougie's throat. After so long down in the dirt, with not even an earthworm for company. Oh, you're new. Have you come seeking misery and abject woe? If so, you've come to the right skelly. Poor Dougie's been robbed and left for undead by a bunch of no-good mutineers. All because I had the nous to hide away a wee retirement fund. Well, next thing I know, poor Dougie's been stuffed in the soil and left to moulder. I've still got my key, but without the treasure map, it's no more than a monument to poor Dougie's despair. Some swabby or other will have taken it back to town, I shouldn't wonder. I'll happily share the spoils if you can find my treasure. But I won't hold out hope. There's precious little of it left in Sailor's grave, and that's the truth. Now, don't mind me. I'll get back to listing all the mistakes I've ever made in alphabetical order. Crevens. That's Dougie's treasure, sure enough. Oh, what a glorious day. Let's see if my key still fits, and then we'll share what's inside.
Bells and barnacles! Is that the best ye can do? Well then, me rook goes to Queen's Knight 3. And that, matey, check and mate, which means the contents of the pot be mine. A fine, fancy key, and I'll be bound it leads to treasure. Sore loser. No matter, he never could play worth spit. Let's take this key and find the ship it opens. I may not be the pirate I once was, but I can still put the fear into them what knows me. I know you can hear me, ye cowardly curs! Drop what you're doing and get this bridge in order. We've a ferry to catch! I suppose I should tell you the story. But when we sailed into the Sea of the Damned, it were a happy accident, for we were fleeing our enemies with a whole pack full of their plunder. By and by, me crew starts to grumble about returning to the living world, but I'd have soonest stayed with me loot for all eternity, rather than risk it out on the waves. Brings back memories of the night I snuffed out the flame. Aye, and the lighthouse keeper too. Had to be sure the ferryman wouldn't come and part me from me loot. Now, I'm not what you'd call knowledgeable about contraptions and whatnot, but if I can borrow a body, I might be able to help. See if you can't set me down on that headless heap of bones over there. Ah. New body at last. Not as handsome as me old one, but they say beggars can't be choosers. There! It's just like sailing a sloop. Ye never forget how. Now, let's see if we can't find some clue as to set this place ablaze once more. First, see if you can't light the brazier with that fancy flame of yours. Of course, lighting up the town is all well and good, but you'll need to point your flame out to sea if we're to call the ferry. There! The lighthouse is good as new, and the mists are clearing. Let me try and get a better view. I see sails on the horizon. Well, there she be. The Ferry of the Damned. Though you'll find no welcome passage on her decks. Those hooded fellers are what you might call in charge around here. And they won't suffer the living to board her. The only way ye'll sail aboard that ship is to stow away. I wonder if their little secrets still be stowed about here. The key to me cabin, after all these years! The keeper took it when he ratted me out to the others and they set upon me. Me ship'll be a sight for sore sockets, sure enough. But this moldy old body won't last 5 minutes out there, so I'll need ye to be my transport once again. At least till we reach me ship. Take me to me ship with the red sails, and I'll see ye safely aboard that ferry. reminds me of... well, me. There she is. This next bit needs a fine touch. Set me down atop that there skeleton. There's a secret nearby. I can smell it on the wind. Ha! There she be. Me golden hair. The fastest ship on the seas. By my reckoning, no one ever dare tell me different. A piece of advice. Always have a secret way back to your own ship. To me, Captain!
On deck!
Sorry, Captain.
We just got carried away. We didn't mean nothing by it.
I said we never should have mutinied.
Good to have you back, Cap.
Sure, I used to be taller than this. This key will let you through the side door of me cabin. For here is where we be parting ways. There's a rowboat over yonder that'll carry ye onto the ferry. Quiet as a church mouse. But I wonder, do ye really know what's waiting for ye below her decks? Not all treasure is silver and gold. Me crew are free, and me conscience is clear. But I've still plenty of thinking to do. Perhaps one day, we'll meet again. Now take the key and be off with ye, before ye find yourself trapped here for good. Ye've made an old sea dog happy today. Watch where ye step. The treasure what cursed me may still be lying about.
You, who have lingered in this forsaken place, who have learned the price of breaking the pirate code. You have suffered under the weight of chains forged by your own misdeeds. And now, your time is served. Though you shall not fully remember your time in this place, perhaps some remnant of understanding will accompany you when you step through my portal and return to the living world. Perhaps not, and we shall meet here again. For now, we must make sail, and quickly. For strange ships now patrol these endless waters, and ours is the longest voyage of... Stop! The cursed flame you carry has no place within my well of fates. Do not attempt to meddle with power beyond your comprehension. Secrets are laid bare. I cannot surrender the wheel, but I entreat you. Do not continue to trespass here, for you do not understand the truth of what you seek.
Come on, Dougie. Come to Jack and get the bone. Come to Jack and get the bone. Good boy. This bone's much nicer than those rusty old keys. Look, I'll try a bit first. See? Not bad. Needs salt and rosemary. Now, I know what you're thinking. That dog is never going to move. Therefore, I propose a wager. Let us see if I can lure him over faster, then you can take the keys from his mouth and let me out. The winner gets this delicious bone.
Don't say much, do you? Very wise. When endeavoring an escape,
Silence is generally best.
however, as I've had no one but a recalcitrant mutt to talk to for far too long, I shall bow to my collegial nature and introduce myself. I'm Captain Jack Sparrow.
Though, since you came here to rescue me, you probably knew that already. And you must have heard tell of my heroic journey to acquire this, the greatest pirate treasure of all. A golden key to other lands, in eternal freedom, plundered from the lair of a heartless squid, and used to assist in the daring escape that led me to stand before you now. Shiny, isn't it? You know, I haven't had so much as a crumb to eat since I got here. Not completely sure where here is exactly, but it's sorely lacking in dinner options. I'm a shadow of my former self. Then again, the captain seems a dreary sort of fellow. Probably enjoys dried biscuits. Wouldn't even tell me how I came to be aboard this sad little ship. The last thing I remember was standing at the helm of the Pearl as we made our escape. Suddenly, there was a loud, booming, cannonballing sort of noise. A cannonball, perhaps. The scenery's not very inspiring, but it's good to stretch me legs. Now, let's get off the ship before...
Stay where you are!
that happens.
You, from the living world. Why have you interfered with my work? The selfish actions of this Sparrow have brought catastrophe in his wake. Dire fortune that now threatens to consume the Sea of Thieves itself.
That's Captain Jack Sparrow, mate. And I think you may be overreacting just a smidge. I know the true worth of what I possess, and I intend to keep it quite safe. Now, I can see you're very busy, very grumpy, so we'll just be on our way.
Silence! You shall be returned to your cell. And this time, the key shall be cast overboard into the abyss. What you possess must never be permitted. See the folly of your actions? Already the sands of time have trickled into oblivion and we are discovered. He has found us. They have our scent now. We cannot flee. Therefore, we must fight. To arms!
Steady, mate. That's the Flying Dutchman we're talking about. She's no ordinary ship.
Then upon the waves of my domain, she will find herself well matched. Play your part, pirates! The cannons stand ready. Unleash the fury of the dead upon this interloper, that we might put an end to calamity before it begins.
I believe that means he'd like us to use the guns. Also in place some assistant, if nothing else.
Aiming to board us! Defend the ship, or all is lost!
Then what do you suggest I defend her with, mate? I forgot to bring the bow!
Oh, very well. Take my blade while I steady our course. A dead man's sword for a dead man's hand.
Oi! Treasure! It's gone! Change course! Change course! After that treasure! I gave her my word!
Enough!
Did you not heed my warning? Now Sparrow is lost, and our enemy has the treasure in his grasp to fulfill his dark ambitions and lay siege to the Sea of Thieves. Already his plans are in motion, deep beneath the waves. You have caused much harm this day. However, you fought bravely. I shall return you and your vessel to the land of the living, so that you may continue to fight. Fight to save all that you have endangered. Fail, and you shall bear witness as this world too falls under the shadow of Davy Jones.
Again we meet. And now you understand the truth better, yes? Because of the treasure he stole, Jack Sparrow lost him freedom. And now, that same fate come for us all. The ferryman, him knew all about the threat we face. Not from his prisoner, no, but from the darkness that followed that prisoner from beyond the horizon. The Flying Dutchman and its forsaken captain, David Jones. Ah, you've heard his name before, I think. Maybe in a bedtime story. But the danger him bring to the Sea of Thieves is more than just a tale, now that Jack's treasure is in Jones's possession. If David Jones is not stopped, this world will sink into shadow. Jack is the only one who held the key to reach David Jones and take back that treasure. But now, poor Jack is beyond our sight, set adrift in the Sea of the Damned. Still, we may not be so lost as that, for Jack's destiny is a tangled web, tied with the fate of him one true love. The black pearl, a precious gem sunk to the bottom of the sea. In her, there's hope. Maybe even a way to reach those who are lost. This journey is a treacherous one. The seas have many secrets, long since forgotten. What you think you know of its past is only a glimpse to the door that David Jones opened. But now, I feel we have no choice. Take these papers and study them. Then, dive into the deep and find the heart of the sunken pearl before the dark water swallows her forever.
fearless crew of this once proud vessel. They fought so bravely, but now they are captive, their lives held forfeit. And now a flame of hope descends into this cold darkness, born here from the world above the waves. I beg you, do not abandon them to their fate. That which you now possess will guide you onward. I shall use what little influence I have to light your way. You are so close now. Please, just a little farther. This is the final step of your journey. You shall be able to proceed no farther into the spire. For this is where my ocean crawlers shall destroy you. Kill them. If only you land dwellers knew of our history. If you understood what we had lost and all that we seek to reclaim, you would never have trespassed here. This is not your world. You exist here only as long as I allow it. We have slumbered for countless years. But now we have awoken, and we are hungry. There is so much you do not comprehend, and so little of your life left in which to learn the truth. Is she not beautiful and eager to play with my greatest prize? A royal gift from Davy Jones himself. Another ship from the world above, soon to be drawn inside the walls of my citadel and consumed, piece by piece. Do you believe you can reclaim this sunken pearl? Have you arrogance enough to believe you humans hold sway over us? Know this, land dweller. I am the queen of the sirens, and this is the true majesty of my domain. Your courage has carried you farther than I anticipated, but I will not permit you to desecrate my palace with your presence. Leave the spire immediately and surrender yourself to my royal guard. You shall join the others of your species and sing for me, for all eternity. Did you believe you had eluded me? That I would not notice your brazen intrusion into this sacred citadel? My ocean crawlers were once feeble land dwellers like you, unable to withstand the cruelty of the sea. Our song gave them purpose, and the ocean's bounty gave them new strength. They are my loyal soldiers, and I shall so enjoy watching them tear you apart. Your victory is of no consequence. When my army has regained its former strength, they shall swarm from the deep and lay claim to the islands you call home. Then it shall be the humans who suffer in exile. We were cast out into the darkness, abandoned by our former kin with whom you associate so freely. vessel that hangs before you is a portent. A vision of what awaits the sunken black pearl. Every net. You must not attempt to board that vessel! It still contains much that is precious to me, and I shall not permit you to defile it with your witless thievery! Enough of this! Your insolent efforts to defy me are no longer amusing, and I will not allow you to disrupt my efforts further! Hear me, my daughter, and come forth! Come forth and feast! You dare to intrude upon my kingdom, to wound my beloved daughter! Davy Jones warned me of the aggression, the brutality that you pirates prize so highly. But now I see he did not reveal the true depths of your brutality. Very well. Come forth to my chamber if you still have courage to spare. I shall take exquisite pleasure in exterminating you myself. Face to face at last. Strange creatures you land dwellers are. How comical. And yet when I stare into your eyes, I sense you truly do not know why it is we sirens despise you so. No matter. You are to be granted a singular honor, to have your life ended by a monarch of the sirens. We who have ruled below the waves for centuries, while your species scratched and squabbled in the dirt. Now, bow down to me, and die! I cannot. My Siren King, forgive me. I only wished to avenge you.
Mother's love, but that's one dream I'm glad to be woke from.
Oh, my head's still ringing. Well, that song was so sad.
There were words, too, weren't there? Ah, it's all fading away.
Me, I just as soon as not remember. Oh, I assume we have you to thank for our rescue. After we were captured by those scaly songstresses, I thought we'd be fish food for sure. Josh and me Gibbs, at your service. First mate of the Black Pearl. Well, former first mate now. The Dutchman, she finally overtook us, and we were dragged down right along with her. But then, as you're in possession of Jack's compass, I'd wager you've already seen the fate of the Pearl. As to her captain, since you're here, might I surmise that Jack's not quite as dead as we were led to believe? Got himself into a whole new world of trouble, I'll be bound.
The captain's in peril, we gotta rescue him.
And get captured again. You heard what the siren said. Davy Jones wants to turn this place into his new locker, and we will get first in line. Besides, you know the code. Anyone who falls behind is left behind.
Aye, Anna Maria. And where would that have left the three of us if not still part of the ornamentation? No, I think the pirates in these parts have expanded on the code, as it were.
Also, the captain's still got the treasure, so we can't go home until we find him.
I hate it when you have a point. Fine, rescue it is. Where do we start?
Well,
We brought Jack back from the dead once before, so we know it can be done. We all just need to put our heads together with anyone who's willing to help. Oh, and I'll be needing Jack's compass if we to find our way to friendly shores. But we've still a debt to repay, so we'll gladly help you any way we can once we've reached land. The winds be fair, we'll meet again soon. For now, farewell.
To do what you do, to plunge into the icy depths and face the hatred that dwells below the waves. That is not easy. But in the dark, you found the heart of the Black Pearl, her loyal crew. Mr. Gibbs, you are no longer my only guest.
Ah, we meet again. This fine woman's been telling me about this Sea of Thieves we found ourselves upon. Seems we won't be wanting for adventures here. Unless, of course, the goings-on in the Sea of the Damned.
I have been telling Mr. Gibbs that the Sea of the Damned is a place shaped by the lives of those who live there. The cursed captain, he not know it, but the town where him spent eternity is drawn from him own lost past.
And that's what's got us thinking. If we can follow footprints to find the boots what's made 'em, we can use a man's life to find the man. Now I've sailed with Jack Sparrow longer most, so I've more than a few tales of his past misdeeds tucked away in me old mazzard.
Our lives are threads in a tapestry. They loop and they tangle. The stories Mr. Gibbs tell helps me tease out the golden thread of Jack's path as it wind through the Sea of the Damned. Now it falls to you to follow it.
But as to Jack's precise location, we're still at a bit of a loss. You'll need this back for the best chance of finding him.
What you want most truly be to save the Sea of Thieves from David Jones, then the compass will point the way. All I can do is draw back the veil.
Before you go, there's plenty about Jack's life that's strange, or peculiar, or downright inconceivable. So I've scrawled down all that I can in these here notes. You'd best take 'em for the journey. I'd tag along, but if I tried to leave without making reparations to the lass Lorena, who gave us food and lodging, not even the Sea of the Damned will hide me. Best of luck to you. We're all counting on you to bring Jack home.
Pieces of meat! Pieces of meat! Hoist the colors! Walk the plank! Walk the plank!
Avast there. It be too late to alter course, mateys. And there be plundering pirates lurking in every cove, waiting to board. And mark well me words, mateys. Dead men tell no tales.
closer.
Fine. Silver anklets to grant me an audience.
The others who cast me out till I set things right. There's no one else I can turn to.
They say she has a lost love of her own.
I brought all that you asked for. Won't you help me? Please, dear Dharma, won't you help?
May the gods of the evil and the nature come through on this world, play all animals, and make this no more below. Find him, good find him.
So tell me, what's become of my ship?
The king and his men stole the queen from her bed and bound her in her bones. The seas be ours and by the power.
You can't leave us down here to rot!
Where we will we roam. Yo ho, all together, hoist the colors high. Heave ho, thieves and beggars, never shall we die. Never shall we die.
I mean it, Sid, I tell ya. It with me brother, me twin brother. I can almost reach the lock.
Sir, ships on the horizon. They're colors? Not sir. Not these. Pirates! To arms! Man the guns! Not, lads! Company's here! Thank ye kindly for lighting us a path. And now we're here to collect the man what Captain Barbossa's been searching for. Hand over Jack Sparrow, and we'll have no call to be scrapped with one another. We are officers of the Spanish fleet. We do not negotiate with pirates. Pity. For them what lives as soldiers in Barbossa's waters finds they dies as soldiers. But if that's the choice you've made, open fire! Fire! Did you think me nothing but mist and memory? I knows a living soul when I sees him, meddling where he don't belong. The name's Black Dog Briar, first mate to Captain Barbosa, here in search of the traitorous wretch, Jack Sparrow. Judging from the trinket on your belt, you and I are both hunting for the same man. Hideous, famous compass can't tell what's real and what's not in these parts. When we find Jack Sparrow and take his treasure for ourselves, we'll finally be free of this accursed planet. I'll be sure to tell Barbosa all about how me crew struck you down on this very beach. Try your blades, me hearties, and show 'em what for! You'll not mess me! Well now, I see you've got more spirit in you than those cowering curs locked inside their keep. Give 'em no quarter, ladies! We've a fort to claim! It's been a while since my crew had a tussle this bad. I'd be a fool not to take part in the fun myself. Can you show a wee bit of skill? Sparrow is mine. Hear me? Can you show a wee bit of Back to the ship, you dogs. Sparrow's not here. There's no reason we should linger. But know this! If you continue to meddle in Barbosa's affairs, there'll be no power living or dead that'll save you from my blade!
Strike your colours, you bloomin' cockroaches! Surrender, Captain Jack Sparrow, or by thunder we'll burn the city to the ground! They need a bit of persuasion, mateys. Fire at will! We're not afraid of you! It's Captain Jack Sparrow we're after, and a fortune in gold. Run up your white flag, you scurvy scum, and bring me Captain Jack Sparrow, or I'll be sending you to David.
Never surrender! 2 men down and the organ!
Pipe the lubber aloft, matey! Where be Captain Jack Sparrow and the treasure, you bilge rat?
Do not tell him, Carlos! No, 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 no!
Scuttle, you cock!
No, no, por favor, no!
Pipe him aloft again, matey!
Be brave!
Get him! Whoops! Keep still!
Belay there, you bilge rat!
We've headed them to the jail! This time, we've got him cornered!
You'll always remember this is the day that you almost caught.
Mangy mutt. Hit him with a soup bowl. Here, doggy. Here, doggy. Nice doggy. Belay that talk. With what's the keys, not the mud, you swab. Can't you reach any further, you stub-winged bilge rat?
scoundrels, villains, and knaves, drink up, me hearties, yo-ho! A toast to piracy and its many shiny rewards. I humbly accept this magnificent treasure as my reward for a life of villainy, larceny, skullduggery, and persnickety. Drink up, me hearties, yo-ho!
You'd best start believing ghost stories. You're in one.
What happened to Mayor Captain? They've overrun the town.
Well then, I warned ye what happened if our paths crossed again. Your meddling's given Spire time to reach the Black Pearl. And with him goes the only treasure that could take us to the living world for some real fun. That's why Barbosa sent me to make sure you get what you should have fled when you had the chance. Black Dog Briar never surrendered. You should have fled when you had the chance.
You still not know whose ghost story this is. It seems dead men do tell tales.
I got a jar of dirt. I got a jar of dirt. And guess what's inside it? Enough. Hard to starboard. Hard to starboard! Send his beloved pal back to the deck.
Let them taste the triple guns.
By one, tentacles wrap around my ship. The crew watches helpless as I stare into the Kraken's maw. The lovely Elizabeth weeping for the life we'll never share. And young Turner brought to his knees by my heroic display of self-sacrifice. Abandoned ship. Abandoned ship or abandoned... Hello, BC. I whisper with such determination that the Kraken itself understands exactly what's I suppose I could and let it slither back into the depths. It not scuffed the paint of my precious black pearl.
Jack Sparrow. Our debt is settled.
Now, as to what happened next, that's the tale to be told by a man whose thirst's been quenched.
The living may not enter this hallowed haven of the honored dead. Be gone! I said be gone! Ye scurvy... Wait! I remember ye now. It's me, your old shipmate from the lighthouse. Many a month since I've set eye sockets on ye, matey. For me, I mean. Time flows differently. Oh, I've had some grand adventures since he set me free. But now, I guard this here threshold. Normally flesh and blood types be forbidden.
That's more like it.
But I reckon I owe you a debt. In ye go. but try and keep out of trouble.
It's all right. They're with me. Don't tell me you're here to rescue me. Considering the success of your previous efforts, or lack thereof, pardon me if I decline your assistance forthwith. Besides, I'm not presently in need of rescuing. This is the first place I've found here where everyone appreciates my uniqueness, and no one's tried to lock me up. So, pull up a chair, grab a glass, because I have an eternity of stories to tell. Oi, you have my compass. But I left that back on the... Oh, so you found the pearl, eh? Well, don't think that's going to drag me out of here. From what I hear, this so-called Sea of Thieves is nothing but cursed crews, the blasted trading companies, and antisocial skeletons. Oh yes, and now one Davy Jones. I've done searching already, Savvy. There's nothing there for me.
I'm afraid you're wrong, Jack Sparrow.
That's Captain Jack Sparrow, mate.
No, I don't think so. A captain doesn't abandon his ship or his crew.
And just whose moustache do I have the dubious pleasure of addressing?
Sir Arthur Pendragon, captain of the Black Witch. It was pirates like this that helped me when I lost my crew, and my hope along with them. They reminded me that our Sea of Thieves is a special place. A place where you can be a pirate and a good man.
A place where anything's possible. Even falling in love with this idiot.
Where we're stronger together. Somewhere worth fighting for.
A place where we need nothing more than the open waves and a ship beneath our feet. A place we can be free.
What a ship is freedom. Well, now that you're all finished, I'll be taking my compass back. If you'd be so kind. What I want most. Funny, seems to be pointing outside.
Wait! For luck.
Not sure I deserve that.
Leaving so soon, mateys. Leave a fair wind. I spy a way back to port out there on the waves. Be swift now.
The Sea of Thieves, eh? Bring me that horizon.
Not a bad little ship, though she does seem a bit light on a sanctum. Hammocks, pillows, my own personal cabin. But never mind that. Let us return to the land of the living. To the Sea of Thieves! Quick as you like. Chop, chop. This is one of those moments you're not soon to forget. I, on the other hand, have forgotten it already. This will make for an excellent story. Some folks may even believe it. Sparrow would appear to still be dead. Bit disconcerting, that. But not as much as the thought of there being someone out there who knows far too much about me. I shall disembark and see if I can't track down this mysterious chronicler of my many misdeeds. Not to mention find my treasure. It won't be too long, I intuit, till we meet again.
So, you traveled to the Sea of the Damned, walked its shores and found one lost in his own past. Not many can walk beyond the veil that way. The things they see steal away their minds forever, till they even forget that they're dead. But David Jones will not forget how you stood in his way. Nor will him forgive the Siren Queen for failing him. Wait, we are not alone. You know you cannot hide from me, Jack Sparrow.
I wasn't hiding. I was eavesdropping. Vastly different pastimes.
There him stand, another pirate who's twice come back from the land of the dead, who escaped the raid on Isla Tesoro and even found the Fountain of Youth.
Hey, have you been gossiping about me with this strange, book-obsessed individual? Whatever they've told you, it's not true. Unless it's flattering, in which case, it's all true, but they left out the best bits.
The man who stole the only trinket that can reach David Jones. A pendant twin to the one Jones himself possesses.
How can you know all this? That pendant
belongs to me.
You can't be.
Aye. This time it was the sea what brought you back to me, Jack.
Theodolma! Calypso! Shouldn't you be floating on a cloud or bubbles or whatever it is sea goddesses do? And while I'm asking the questions, am I alive or am I not? I look like a ghost. I can turn invisible. Yet I can still touch my belongings.
The Sea of Thieves is a hunting place. It bestows many gifts even upon the dead. That is why I followed the Black Pearl here. To protect these sacred waters from Davy Jones and that which follow him. That is all the answers I have. Now you must listen. Davy Jones know that the pirates of this world threaten him plans. So him summoning his own dark version of a brethren court, made of those cruel and corrupted souls who long to rule the Sea of Thieves. If him succeed, him power will be greater than ever before.
This is why I love running to old friends. You always have such cheery news. Ha! But if Jones is inviting his friends for tea, that means we know where to find him. And, by the by, my treasure.
You speak the truth. And since you still hold the key to his fortress, with my sketches you can find your way inside. Think of what you want most, Jack Sparrow. It will show you the way.
Right, well, given that these are unfamiliar waters, and I lack a ship with which to sail upon them, critical decisions must now be made. You will always remember this is the day your crew was joined by Captain Jack Sparrow. Now, I know that's a great honor to bestow upon a humble vessel such as yours. Don't you worry. I promise you won't be an imposition. Theodolma, about that treasure, if it was entrusted to Davy Jones, that can only mean...
Hush! There are some truths not ready to be told. Their time will come when a deed is done. Now make sail with it, Jack, and be swift.
Oh, well then. See you aboard. It seems we have a long journey ahead of us, so I took the liberty of helping myself to some revisions. Now, Jones's fortress is practically on the edge of the map. But not to worry, my compass knows the way. Well, shall we? Judging by the Gothic architecture and air of general menace, I'd say we've come to the right place. And as no one is firing at us, it seems we've managed to retain a bit of surprise. Let's not waste time, shall we? This humble trinket once belonged to Teodolma, a twin to the one Jones possesses, and the key to his most valuables. My crew found it on the deck of the Pearl after Tia was released, shall we say. What matters is this got me inside another of Jones's strongholds once before. Let's just hope he hasn't changed his tune. That rather insulting. Let's move on. I doubt there's anything worth taking here. There's a resting place just up here if you need to satisfy. Mind your step, though. It's slimy, treacherous. Reminds me of a Commodore once. Ah! Did you see me swim straight through that door? Wonder if I'll come into possession of any other ghostly talents. It's no good. I can't move things with my mind. Shame. What about... No, that doesn't work either. Would have been great fun, though. It seems my newfound skills are limited to turning invisible and walking through walls. Once I get my treasure back, I'm heading straight to the nearest bank vault. There you are. I was starting to think you'd taken a tumble. Not everyone's as steady on their feet as I am. May be crewed by a gang of antisocial shellfish. But this vessel is nothing from Paris. Powerful, too. She was fast enough to follow the Black Pearl when we crossed the horizon with my treasure, and scuppered us before we knew it was what. Although, if the Dutchman sailed inside this fortress,
she must possess some means of opening that big door over yonder. All we have to do is find it.
There was a time this ship had a proud mission and a noble purpose. But that was long ago. Still,
Let's not disturb what we mustn't.
better let me. This ship has a nasty habit of making those aboard her part of the furniture.
Part of the ship. Part of the crew. 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 Part of the ship. Part of the crew.
This, mate, is the inner sanctum of the most vengeful creature to sail the seas. And that spot right there is where I swipe the treasure out from under the nose he doesn't have. If we don't get it back, this will never be over. And again, statues. It'll take more than one wee pendant to get them singing. Now, this is either very old sheet music or Davy Jones's secret recipe for liver and onions. See if you can make heads or tails of it. It's working. Now we just need to wait for the song to end, and... assuming we survived that long, I may have been slightly mistaken about this ship being deserted.
We were here before. He most certainly does now.
I suggest we disembark before he sends anyone else to offer us a warm welcome.
Let us find out where that door leads, eh?
As charming as this chamber admittedly is, this waterfall does present a conundrum. Allow me to assist via my newly discovered that thing I do where I walk through things. Boy, seems the sirens have been collecting trophies. Just hope the Pearl's been spared such a fate. She deserves far better. Well, that's lost to time. Just like everything else down here. Listen to this. For 7 sunsets, the sirens pursued us across these cursed waters, swaddling our ship in their song. The sound was beautiful, hauntingly so. But the carvings I found have shown me the truth. Theirs is a song of sorrow for all that they have forgotten. Their home, their kin, their past. The melodies of these truths have slipped into shadow, replaced long ago by lamentations of the lost. No wonder Jones controls the sirens. His song is also one of sorrow for things past. I don't suppose Sea of Thieves, that Calypso, happened to mention it to you, but they used to be close. He served 10 years aboard the Dutchman just to spend one day at her side. When she didn't honor her part of the bargain, well, let's just say it made him the thing he is today. Right, that's enough of that. This place is full of forgotten treasures. There might be something we can use inside one of these wrecks. Ooh, now that's very shiny. And there's an entire box with the seal intact. If I could just... No, doesn't matter. I'll come back later. This looks like it could be important, or at the very least, valuable. Why don't you take it and scout ahead while I continue the search? Who knows what else Jones has buried down here?
Now I'm sure we're all curious to learn why we were summoned. To dalliance with the siren
and summon their precious daughter. However, they cannot guard my local pirates sail free and interfere without consequence. That is why I have sought new orders. Jones obeys.
Oh, the legendary Davy Jones is now in service to another. Tell us, who might this fearsome individual be?
The blackguard who absconded with my heart. Now, this dark brethren court has formed, and our strength will control the seas once and for all.
What you promised may have bought our loyalty to the Brethren, but not even Captain Flameheart has been able to conquer the Sea of Thieves. Why should we expect to succeed?
Flameheart was blinded by his own rage and obsessed with killing. Control of these waters is not about slaughter of our enemies. It's about what happens next.
You're talking about the ferryman.
Aye. With the power of the treasure I possess and the full force of the Dark Brethren at my side, we finally have might enough to destroy his vessel.
And you'll be his replacement.
I most certainly will, Warsmith. And only those pirates who swear an oath to the Brethren will return from my vessel. We'll command every pirate on the Sea of Thieves. But that's only the beginning of the Captain's plans. And those who follow orders will be duly rewarded. As I promised, Gold Hoarder, 882 gold coins of immeasurable value. The Aztec gold of Cortez. Payment in full for your obedience.
Cortez. Cursed.
By a treasure bathed in blood. The Aztecs delivered these coins to Cortez in exchange for their lives. But his conquests continued. Now, any mortal who takes so much as a single coin will be punished for all eternity. You yourself have paid the price for such greed before.
Where is Captain?
That is not your concern. Once we've secured this world for the Brethren, he'll sail to us. Now, the preparations are complete. It's time to bridge the worlds and take our rightful places as lords of the sea. Begin the ritual. So, he thought to challenge the rule of the Siren Queen. And now you've come to challenge me, interfering in things you cannot comprehend. Do you not fear death? You'll soon learn to. A world without the eternal abyss is a world frozen in time. You pirates here, hide within your devil's shroud, frightened of the truth that nothing lasts forever. When it has all crumbled to dust, you will find no trace of glory, no freedom, no love, nothing to save you from the void. And as you stare into the jaws of oblivion, you will crawl aboard my vessel, beg for my salvation, and all I'll say is, what is that infernal noise? It's an infernal noise to you, mate! Jack Sparrow! not claim your prize a second time. Gunpowder, begin the ritual. They must not interfere.
Not interfere.
Oi! I'll never get my treasure back while he's this well guarded. We'll have to pin out their ranks first. Try to move into my sights. Bad! Very bad! Extremely bad!
Enough! The ritual must not be disturbed. Goldharder, dispose of them yourself.
I obey.
The ritual is almost complete. Goldharder, you're with me.
Pirates, too slow.
So much for old golden bonds, eh? Now, we just need to... If you tell anyone about this, I'll deny it. Now, get me down! I have another plan, and this time it's a good one.
You should probably stand back.
Give old Squid Breath something to worry about. Fire! Fire the cannons! Fire everything!
Stand your ground, Goldharder. Triumph is moments away.
Get out of the way, you great golden kid! Davy Jones, not Wilford. Did we win? This doesn't much feel like winning. And there's no sign of Jones. Also, no sign of my treasure. I have the disheartening sensation that we might not have stopped this little ritual after all. Well, at least we have one less member of this Dark Brethren to worry about.
The Flying Dutchman has set sail, and the Dark Brethren follow in its wake. You must return to me.
You'd best jump down and find your ship, mate. Let's meet back at Teodolma's camp. I've got a nasty feeling things are far from over.
Jack! You're a slightly ethereal sight for sore eyes. Still, I can't help noticing a particular trinket is somewhat conspicuous by its absence.
That's because Jones and his new friends still have it. Seems he used it in some sort of ritual before escaping back to the Dutchman. Extremely ungentlemanly behavior, of which I heartily disapprove.
With the treasure's power in his clutches, Davy Jones and the Dark Brethren can move freely between worlds. They plan to sail to the Sea of the Dams just as you did, to take it over and destroy the ferryman.
And if that happens, only pirates who swear an oath to Jones will be allowed back from the land of the dead.
But that means he control everything, and it'll be the end of this place for sure.
And what are we supposed to do about all this? Jones has a whole fleet now, and we don't even have a ship!
Well, I, for one, intend to get my treasure back. even if I have to swim for it. Fortuitously, there's a speedier alternative available. You! I'm commandeering your vessel and all who sail aboard her for essential pirate business. Besides, you've got as much of a score to settle with Jones as I.
Aye, it may be a lost cause, but if anyone can win a fight for pirates, it'll be Sea of Thieves pirates. Still, there's a mite bit of ocean to cover, and we've only one ship. Where would we start?
The doorway to the Sea of the Damned was opened from this world, and now it must be closed the same way. But to find it, we need something special. Something touched by the hand of David Jones.
But we ain't got nothing what belongs to Jones. Our safety holes in our pockets, eh?
Wrong. I have something. Thought I might use it to open up a cabinet.
David Jones.
Well, now that we have our heading, it's time we set sail. Meet me in your ship's cabin, wherein I shall be hard at work strategizing a strategy. And then forth we shall sally. Savvy?
Aye, and we'll see if we can't muster up some help at the outpost. Good fortune, and a fair wind to us all.
Go. This is the last chance to stop Davy Jones. If we do not put an end to the Dark Brethren, the light of freedom will vanish from this world forever.
When I first came, all that mattered was escaping Jones's wrath. It never occurred to me this might be a place worth running towards. But Gibbs is right. Pirates here are different. They don't just fight for gold, power. They fight for freedom to choose. And that's the freedom no one can ever allow to take away. Oh, I see. Sentimental sort of thing. Well, enough of that. We have a war to win and a sea to sail. Far be it from me to doubt the wisdom of the sea goddess. I'm absolutely certain that this is the right crowd. Frankly, I don't think it looks much like Jones.
You're too late, Jack Sparrow!
Though, on reflection, I suppose there is some passing resemblance. Not to state the obvious, but it appears those watery witches have returned to lend Jones their power.
And who have we here? Forgotten sailor? Forsaken by the ferryman, and marooned there in the Sea of the Damned. They pledged their allegiance to me, and I promised them dominion over the world of the living. They will defend the spire until my work is done.
He always was a persuasive submitter. Ready the cannons!
You cannot hope to stand against the dark redmen. Best abandon your ship. You'll not be a fool long. I have ships to spare. You do not. In my day, pirates were not so arrogant. A husk of wood and metal is all that stands between you and the icy depths. Yet,
You claim mastery over the sea, oh! You've no idea what true terrors lack beneath the waves.
Either I've still got water in my ears, or something very bad is about to make an appearance. Boy, that's loud enough to get his back. There's a chip. We'd best keep a safe distance.
We want our brains to remain safely inside our skulls.
Jack Sparrow, do you finally recognize the hopelessness of your predicament?
Much as I hate to Cretans told Squidbeard up there, he does have a point. We are becoming significantly outnumbered.
Do not do so. Not while a light still shines in the darkness. The Sea of the Damned is a land of memories. Some good, some bad. None of them stand to creep true to this world. Shall I refresh your memory, Jack Sparrow?
Only, lucky for us, I have an excellent sense of recall. If we sail together, our ships should be able to destroy the rest of these swarming statues. I hereby relinquish command of your vessel. But, thanks for the notice. Back to you, Scabrous dogs! Captain on deck! Raise the anchor and load those cannons! And I don't mean tomorrow! Once always this notice. You, Bosun! Put that fishing rod down and get to work! Splash the water on the crew! Keep that up! All I can!
Welcome, brethren! More to join my cause. You cling to life, but you're still no closer to my new realm.
End this madness, David Jones. Remember who you were.
Calypso!
This is a new world, Davy Jones. You are bound to no aught upon these waters. The Flying Dutchman need not chain you here. I knew you as a pirate, a man who was not afraid of his own heart. Out here, that man can live again. Come back to me.
No. The point of no return is long since past us. We are at war.
Wars do not end with weapons. They end with words. I call for parley, David Jones.
Parley?
According to the code set down by Morgan and Bartholomew...
Do you not see, my sweet Calypso? You cannot invoke the right to parley, because, my dear, you are not a pirate. You're a monster. As am I.
Then the man I love is truly dead.
And no one shall be left to mourn his passing. Do you see where your courage has led you, Jack Sparrow? You and your friends shall die here alone.
2 issues, mate. 1, our Hammond has already be dead.
And 2, Captain Jack Sparrow and his friends are not alone!
are made to command.
Jack and the others have the fleet distracted. Now you have the chance to enter the spire and find what is giving David Jones his power.
Where do you think you're going?
Careful climbing that spire. Behind you is Calypso's lightning back to the spire. Now you
Can't let my spire unprotected.
Are becoming one. Memories from the Sea of the Damned are being given life in this world. Hurry and reveal the source of this power to me.
The Brethren know they face extinction. All that remains is for them to decide where they make their final stand.
His pendant. I can sense it.
It's just good business.
Run! To your ship before the spire collapses back where it belongs!
Though she may be, the Dutchman is still the strongest ship at sea. She still has her captain.
That was for the Kraken, you slimy git! Oh, I hope that hit the pilot.
Impossible! How are you still fighting? What sorcery gives you such strength now?
Do you still not recognize the true nature of the power, David Jones? Give me no eternal bargain. It's not a siren song or a precious treasure. It's love. Love for freedom. A love only can part.
It will not end like that. I will not be defeated. Not by a treacherous sea hag. Not by a wretched sentimental pack of pirates. And never, ever by Jack Sparrow!
Gibbs, I see you've salvaged the Pearl. Excellent work.
Aye, well, it was mostly the doing of the merfolk, truth be told. They're quite marvellous creatures here.
Oh, well then, I'll take my compliment back. Clear to make sail, you lazy wretches!
If you don't mind me asking, what happened to Jones? And what about the treasure we was after? And why is the captain still dead?
Young man, I believe your questions are about to be quite conclusively answered.
Fear not the wrath of Davy Jones. He's my prisoner now, bound to the very vessel he sought to destroy. Fitting fate. The Dark Brethren scattered and their ambitions at an end. I believe it is now safe to return this treasure to the hands of one who died defending it. I have weighed the world. I misjudged you, and acted rashly. Such was my desire to prevent calamity. You captains of the damned have shown great courage, and deserve a second chance at a pirate's life.
That's better. And all the best bits seem to be in the right places. Well, I've just got my ship back, and we've just rescued everyone from certain doom. I'd say that entitles us to public adoration, free refreshments, and some grand adventures out and about on this freshly saved Sea of Thieves. Where do we start?
Remember, Jack, you made her a promise.
I'm afraid Teodorn was correct. I have some unfinished business that must, unfortunately, take precedent over any revelry in the immediate futurity.
Be that as it may, Jack, we're still a bit short-handed.
Excellent point. Our next destination lies beyond the horizon. Any pirates, formerly deceased or otherwise, who wish to throw themselves headlong into grand fun, battling unknown perils, are welcome to join the crew of the Black Pearl.
That's a tempting offer, Captain, but my place is here. Protecting the Sea of Thieves from the likes of Davy Jones and the Dark Brethren. I will take my leave of you.
My crew and I, likewise, have promises that remain unfulfilled. Now that we're back on the seas, it's time to make amends. Safe journey, Captain. Whatever your destination may be.
Well, I'm not missing out on fighting unknown dangers in distant lands. Sign me up.
Me too. As if I'd let you sail off without me.
I suppose you and I should part ways for now. After all, someone needs to stay and keep this place lively for me till I return, eh? Trust me, I will return, mate. Or my name isn't... well, you know the rest. Look lively, you lot! We've got a horizon to cross! Get that anchor raised! Hands to braces! And someone, please, strike up a tune. Prepare to weigh anchor, Mr. Scrum, as soon as the last of our guests has departed.
We're rascals, scoundrels, villains and knaves. Drink up, me hearties, yo-ho.
We're devils and black sheep, really bad eggs. Drink up, me hearties, yo-ho. Yo-ho, yo-ho, a pirate's life for me.